Welcome to the Coast to Coast podcast, brought to you by The Lines and Play Picks. Coming to you from Oakland, California, Josh Lander, joined as always by my counterpart on the East Coast, Nate Weitzer. Giant slate tonight for everyone who's staying home on tonight's Friday night NBA slate, so check it out. We are going to have a gift card for you if you are able to guess a total prop we're going to offer here in the show in just a minute. And your daily reminder, if you need a FanDuel or a DraftKings account, sports betting account, head over to fdpicks.com or dkpicks.com. Look at all the local listings in your area and see what's available. Nate, let's jump right into that huge slate for the 19th on Friday night.
A lot of options tonight, Josh. As always, watch the injury news. There are some key updates here. And so starting off, we have the Warriors -5 at Magic, Nuggets -8 at Cavs, Bulls +8 at Sixers, Hawks +3.5 in that rematch at the Celtics, Pistons +5 at Grizzlies, Thunder +10.5 at the Bucks, Suns -3 at Pelicans, Raptors -3.5 at the Wolves, and the Jazz around -4 at the Clippers, who have Kawhi and Paul George, who upgraded to questionable, but I think we both look at that as kind of an opportunity to get some early value in case they don't play. And what other angles are you considering with all those to play, Josh?
Well, similarly, you want to be monitoring, in the NBA every single day. You want to be monitoring who's playing literally up to, within an hour of the game time. And you can often find value there, to your point about that Clippers game. I'll start with that Philly-Chicago game where we're looking to see if Ben Simmons is going to play. A couple of things right now. What started at about 10 in favor of Philly at home against the Bulls. It's dropped down to about -8 for Philly in a lot of places. I think you're seeing a lot of people liking the Bulls on the road. Good reason. As a road underdog, they are 9-1 against that spread. Overall, they're 5-2 on the road against the Eastern Conference. And Zach LaVine is someone who I like to be able to keep it close in a game where he's still the second leading scorer as far as points per game in the fourth quarter goes in the league. So he's someone who continues to put up numbers at the end of the game and at least keep his team close. They've won 3 of their last 5, and they are able to, I think, probably keep a Philly team in check at the very least without Ben Simmons. I do like the over there with Simmons as well. Philly gives up more points at home despite having also a much better offensive rating. So you could see a lot of points there. But like I said, monitor that Ben Simmons injury to see if he's in. If he's not, I really, really like +8 for Chicago.
Yeah, the numbers for Philly at home are pretty staggering offensively and how much their pace ramps up. Chicago has been playing at a breakneck pace all year as Billy Donovan tries to get the most out of those young guards. And I think they can hang a little bit more. They at least get Wendell Carter Jr. back to body with Embiid at times. So, yeah, I definitely like that pick as an over. And I would feel comfortable with, taking the Bulls at such a big spread the way they've been playing lately. And speaking of big spreads, I mean, the Nuggets, while they've struggled lately, are -8 at the Cavs because, I mean, we're looking at the worst team in the NBA now, taking that mantle from the Magic. At least the worst team in terms of consistent effort because it's now public and it's publicly weird that Andre Drummond is just sitting until he's traded. That is a real punch in the gut for everyone else on the team, thinking like, what are we doing here? One of our best players won't even play on the off chance that he's injured. So with that news, I mean, they've lost 8 straight. They have a -22 net rating in that span. That includes a 38-point loss in Denver. They have not covered in 11 games. They have not beaten a winning team since those 2 fluky wins against the Nets. And their only winning team, win over a winning team was when the Sixers did not have Embiid early in the season. So, I'm not looking at them as a team that can hang with the Nuggets squad that's 11-2 versus losing teams. Yes, they've lost a couple on the road. They have a very poor defensive rating, but this is a Cavs team that's dead last in offensive rating. So, I mean, long story short, when I'm looking to tease it down a little bit, I don't trust the Nuggets to blow them out necessarily, but I do trust them to win, and I'm looking at the player performance double. Jokic to get 8 assists in a win is +124 at FanDuel. He's much more likely to get those assists than to top 25 points in a potential blowout. So I think you're safe kind of either way, whether it's a close win or a big win, that he gets over that number.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what Cleveland does well, it's not much. They've managed to gobble up most of the centers in the league despite now sitting Drummond. And really, I think what we're saying here is we feel comfortable picking on the Cavs more than we even really like what Denver's doing right now. We can really look back at that 38-point blowout Denver delivered to them not too long ago, and really feel comfortable with not that big of a spread. And like you said, Jokic with 8 assists, and the W still getting plus money on your plus odds on your money there. Really, really like that one as well. Another one, Nate, that I really do like a lot, and it's why not continue to ride these Jazz. They haven't shown us any sign of letting down their torrid pace of shooting threes, and defending the three as well. It's sort of become really important stats for each team to see who's defending the three well and who's shooting it well, and that's what the Jazz are doing just as well, if not better than anybody. The Clippers, once again, we're looking to see if their stars play tonight. Monitor that up to the moment. I think if you see them not play, try to pound that spread really, really quickly if you can. But there's really not too much fear in taking a nice small, -2, -2.5, or if you are still finding it at 3.5 for the Jazz, still a nice small spread, even if their stars do play the way that they're pulling out games.
Yeah, I mean, the Jazz are just fantastic across the board, particularly with 3-point defense. We pointed that out when they played the Clippers the last time. It looked touch and go for the first half, and then they just demolished them 68-45 in the second half. I mean, you just can't hang with the depth and versatility that the Jazz are bringing offensively, and they might get Mike Conley back tonight. So yeah, I think I love them to cover, even if Kawhi and Paul George play. If they don't, that's a bonus. If they do play, I think we like the over at just 224.
Yeah.
The Clippers averaging about 8 more points when Kawhi is out there. And
to be honest, I might grab that total. I just want to make clear, I might grab that over on that Jazz game now at 224.5, even if Kawhi and Paul George are out. I do think that the rest of the squad can pull about 100 to 110 points, and the Jazz are easily going to score 115, 120 without Paul George or Kawhi in the lineup.
Yeah, Jazz offense on fire. You love that over. Also, the Pelicans offense on fire. We've been talking about it for weeks, and it continues to hit. 20 of their last 22 games have gone over. It is still fixed at a 231 number because of the Suns' reputation on defense. However, since losing to the Pelicans and managing just 101 in that loss, they are number 5 in offensive rating, and they are averaging 115 points per game while going 6-1. I love the Suns to find their offensive groove against the Pels team that's dead last in defensive rating and first in offensive rating over their last 5. Mainly because Zion Williamson is averaging 31.6 on 70% field goal shooting. What is that? I mean, it's your
good.
offense. Is that good? Is that good?
It's good.
When somebody is getting to the rim with impunity like that, it just opens everything up for your whole offense. That's why you're seeing the Pels shoot 41% from 3 over their last 5 home games, average 120.8 in that span. And yeah, Zion, as good as he is offensively, doesn't really do it for you defensively. He just kind of is a little stiff in the hips there. And we know Chris Paul can knife up any defensive inefficiencies. So yeah, love that game to go over once again.
Yeah, no, I'm with that pick entirely. I'm still not going to trust the Pelicans at home or away, and I think the Suns team is for real, as you mentioned. It is a bit of opposing forces, but I'm not sure who's going to stop Zion on that Suns team. DeAndre Ayton's definitely not going to be the one to do that. As you mentioned, Zion is not bringing it on the defensive end the way he has been on the offensive end. Not even getting it, averaging about 7 rebounds a game, 5 defensive boards. It's not good enough for someone like him. But he is bringing it on the offensive end, which brings us to our gift card prop, Nate. Go ahead and give us Zion's total points tonight in the comments, and you'll be able to win that gift card if that is correct. Make sure you have liked and subscribed to the video and to our page, and you'll be eligible to win that gift card depending on Zion's point total. So I do like him, as you mentioned, to score a bunch of points tonight. 31 averaging more than 31 in his last 5. So we'll see what everyone's thinking about him against the Suns tonight. A quick hit for you, Nate. The Magic, Portland, as we continue to call them, while they're taking on a Warriors team that obviously can put up points and is likely getting Draymond back to help their offense and help Steph get open for threes, unlike he was able to do in his last game where he had to really pull it out against the Heat in the end after a putrid shooting performance, 5 for 20 from 3. So, you could say he's like to turn it around with Draymond tonight, but, Portland, honestly, is so choppy, keeps it so slow. They average 101 possessions per game. Michael Carter Williams and Evan Fournier did not play in their last 6-point loss to the Warriors just a little bit ago. So I like them to come back tonight with Michael Carter Williams. Just a nice little stat. Their defensive rating drops all the way down to 97 with him on the floor. So I think they're going to be able to cover a lot of the wings and the 3-point line well enough to keep this game somewhat close. I don't really want to trust them at that 5.5 points, but I'm fine with that under at 224.5. The Magic have only scored 100 points, I believe, 11 times out of their 29 games this year. So I like that to continue.
And that brings us to our DFS picks of the night. As we mentioned, that Sixers Bulls game has some spicy implications down the stretch. So I like an Embiid, Zach LaVine stack in tournaments. And you can get a lot of value with Seth Curry, especially if Simmons is out. He's, that number 3 option for the Sixers. Thaddeus Young still going to see heavy minutes with Wendell Carter on a minutes limit. Also like a Zion CP3 stack as a potential GPP option. And then watching for some injuries, if Conley's still out, Joe Ingles, great value. Jordan Clarkson, also solid play. If Kyle Lowry is still out, we see Norman Powell shift down to shooting guard. He's a great play at his fixed price. And the Warriors are really taking a shining to Kent Bazemore. I mean, he put up 48 FanDuel points with Draymond out. If Draymond remains out, you can lock him in. Either way, he's pretty much the minimum, so why not give him a shot?
With it, yeah, looking forward to that tonight, Nate. Just a reminder, as we always say, like and subscribe. Jump in those comments tonight. Let us know how many points you think Zion is going to score for an opportunity to win that gift card. And we will be back next week. Happy betting this weekend, y'all, and we will see you later.